Hello dear Phasmatic friends! Today equations with absolute value but more difficult. Follow me please. First of all, here we see that we have an equation with 3 absolute value. So we are going to remember the definition of an absolute value. The absolute value of something will be equal to the same value if the expression that is inside the absolute value is greater than or equal to 0. For instance, if you have the absolute value of 4 is 4, because 4 is greater than or equal to 0. But if you have here a negative sign, for instance, the absolute value of negative 4, to get the answer you have to write a negative of the value that is inside the absolute value. If you put a negative before the negative 4, you will get plus 4. But that if the expression that is inside the absolute value is less than 0. If we follow this, we are going to write for the first absolute value, the absolute value of x minus 3 will be equal to this expression that is inside the absolute value if the expression that is inside the absolute value is greater than or equal to 0. But negative the expression that is inside the absolute value if the expression that is inside is less than 0. We can simplify it, and this will be the same expression if. And here we are going to solve this. Remember, when you have an expression where you have the greater than or equal to and is linear, you will pass the numbers to the right side as an equation, and the answer will be x greater than or equal to 3. The same for the second line. Negative times positive, negative x, negative times negative, positive 3 if, and we solve it, x less than 3. Second expression, the absolute value of 2x plus 2 will be equal to the same expression if the expression that is inside the absolute value is greater than or equal to 0. And negative the expression that is inside the absolute value if the expression that is inside the absolute value is less than 0. And we can simplify a little bit. We copy everything, but we solve the inequality. We will pass the 2 as a negative 2, and we will pass the 2 dividing the negative 2, so we will get x greater than or equal to negative 1. And here the same, negative times positive, negative 2x, negative times positive, negative 2 if, and here the 2 will pass with a negative sign, and the 2 will pass dividing the negative 2, and you have x less than negative 1. And for the third absolute value, x plus 1, you will have the same expression that is inside the absolute value if the expression that is inside the absolute value is greater than or equal to 0. And the same expression inside the absolute value, but with a negative sign before, if the expression that is inside the absolute value is less than 0. That will be the same. And we solve it, x will be greater than or equal to negative 1. And here, negative times positive, negative x, negative times positive, negative 1 if, and we solve this linear inequality. Very simple, x is less than negative 1. Here we have the 3 cases. This is another method different from the method we have explained in our last videos. Now, what are we going to do? We take the numbers that are here, we put there on the number line, and with that we are going to make a chart. Pay attention please, it's very important. So please be careful, we are going to use one line for the first absolute value, the second line for the second absolute value, and the third line for the third absolute value. Absolute value of x minus 3, absolute value of 2x plus 2, and absolute value of x plus 1. And here we see that for numbers greater than or equal to 3, we are going to have this expression. Greater than or equal to 3 on the right side. This expression. And less than 3, we are going to have this expression. Negative x plus 3 and negative x plus 3. Now, for the second absolute value. For numbers greater than or equal to negative 1, we will have this expression. Greater than or equal to negative 1 on the right side. 2x plus 2. 2x plus 2. And for values less than negative 1, negative 2x minus 2. Finally, for the third absolute value, the same thing. Numbers greater than or equal to negative 1, this expression. Greater than or equal to negative 1. Negative 1 is here, so x plus 1 and x plus 1. And for the values less than negative 1, we will have negative x minus 1. With this chart, we will get 3 equations. Please pay attention. First equation. The first answer minus the second answer will be equal to the third answer. The first minus the second will be equal to the third. One equation, two equations, three equations. For values between negative infinite and negative 1. For values between negative 1 and 3. And for values between 3 and infinite. So first equation. The first line minus the second line equal to the third line. Negative x plus 3 minus the second line. Negative 2x minus 2. We are here with the first column. After that the second column, after that the third column. This minus this equal to this. Will be equal to negative x minus 1. If we are between negative infinite and minus 1, that is for values that are less than negative 1. Second column, second equation. The first expression minus the second expression equal to the third expression. So negative x plus 3 minus 2x plus 2, this minus this, will be equal to the third expression, x plus 1. So this minus this will be equal to this. Negative x plus 3 minus 2x plus 2 will be equal to x plus 1. If we are between negative 1 and 3, so x is greater than or equal to negative 1 and less than 3. And third equation, the third column, for values greater than or equal to 3, the first expression minus the second expression, the first minus the second, will be equal to the third expression. If we have values greater than or equal to 3, you will see that for greater than, I have the equal to here, here, here. And for less than, I have only less than in this, no, otherwise. With this method, we are going to do like that, always. So, when I write something less than, I write only less than. But if I write something greater than, will be with the equal to. But something less than, I will put only the less than. Greater than or equal to, something greater than or equal to. If the x is greater than, you put the equal to. If not, you put only the less than. After that, we are going to solve the three equations. First equation, we solve it. Negative x plus 3, negative times negative positive 2x, negative times negative positive 2 equal to negative x minus 1. After that, everything with x to the left side, everything without x to the right side. We worked with that. 2x plus x, 3x minus x. 2x will be equal to negative 2 plus negative 1 plus negative 3 is negative 6. And here you have x is equal to negative 6 divided by 2, because you pass the 2 to the denominator. And here you will have x will be equal to negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And here, be careful. A very important question. Is negative 3 a value less than negative 1? Yes. So this is a solution of the equation. Because this equation is valid if the answer is less than negative 1. Okay. Second equation. Copy that. Negative x plus 3. Negative times positive negative 2x, negative times positive negative 2 equal to x plus 1. Everything with x to the left side, everything without x, changing the sign to the right side. Here, negative x plus negative 2x, negative 3x plus negative x, negative 4x is equal to negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1 plus 1, 0. And here, we pass the negative 4 to the denominator, and 0 divided by negative 4 is 0. X will be equal to 0. Very important question. Is 0 a number between negative 1 and 3? Yes! So here we have another answer of this equation, because this expression is valid if the answer is between negative 1 and 3. Our third equation, x minus 3, negative times positive negative 2x, negative times positive negative 2 equal to x plus 1. Everything with x on the left side, everything without x on the right side. X minus 2x minus x minus x minus 2x is equal to 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. And we divide everything by negative 2. And the answer will be x is equal to 6 divided by negative 2. Positive divided by negative, negative. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And a very important question. Is negative 3 greater than or equal to 3? No! So, we are not having a good answer. And that's it. Thank you very much, dear Phasmatic friends. Thank you very much, dear Phasmatic friends. See you next time.